Welcome to the Travel Squad podcast, where adventure meets inspiration. We're your hosts. I'm Brittany.
I'm Kim.
And I'm Jamal. Together we explore international destinations, hike epic national parks, and share unforgettable travel experiences with you, one passport stamp at a time.
Our mission is to inspire you to travel by showing you how you can make it work no matter your budget, schedule, or experience level.
We bring you along so that you can laugh, get excited, and start planning your own trip.
So grab your ticket and your passport.
And don't forget your travel insurance.
And get ready to embark on a new adventure with us around the globe. Hey Squaddies, Travel Squad Podcast is back with Just a Tip, our Friday mini episode series where we give you quick travel stories, hacks, and recommendations to set you off into the weekend right.
Today you have just me, Jamal, and Brittany for an episode on the Hawaiian Islands. And we're breaking down the pros and cons of the 4 main Hawaiian islands, including Oahu, Maui, Kauai, and Big Island, of course, known as Hawaii, but Big Island, Hawaii, so you can decide which island has the right vibe for you. So the reason for this episode is Brittany and I just completed going to our 4th Hawaiian island. Of course, there are more, but the other ones are more local islands, not really anything to do touristy. So these are known as the main 4. We just completed Oahu, and we had a squaddie reach out to us and ask us for a recommendation. And we thought to ourselves, what better platform to give you that information than here in this episode to really break down the pros and cons of each to help you decide what's best suited for you.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about them in alphabetical order. So we're going to start off with Big Island. This island is the island of adventure and diversity. And this is the second of the Hawaiian islands that we visited.
So we visited Big Island back in 2020, right at the onset of COVID. We had another trip planned to Asia, specifically Hong Kong. It got canceled, and then our airline told us we can rebook anywhere else. Of course, America was still open, and we landed on Big Island, and I'm really glad that that actually happened. I loved Big Island a lot, and some of the pros of Big Island is it is the largest of the Hawaiian islands, and it is the most diverse, I feel like, in terms of landscape. You have the volcanoes, beaches, lots of the rainforest, and believe it or not, during certain times of the year, even snow-capped mountains.
It also has a national park, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, and it is possible to see active lava at times, and it's safe. And it's also really cool to walk across a caldera floor.
Yeah, we were there when it was not erupting at Hawaii volcanoes, and we got to walk across the caldera, which is the hardened top of the volcano that now it's turned from magma to solidified rock, and it had this just eeriness to it of just being all black on there, but then the lush rainforest all around of the trees, the plant life. So that was a really cool, unique experience. But also, Big Island has much fewer crowds compared to the other islands. You would think the largest island, it has a national park, it'd be really crowded, but not so much so. Not a lot of crowds, and you really do get a lot of local vibes out here.
And you can experience 3 different types of beaches. You can experience white sand beaches, black sand beaches, and they even have one green sand beach. It's only one of 4 in the world. So really cool and unique on that. And it has really great snorkeling, and you can do a manta ray night dive, which makes it really unique.
I loved when we did the manta ray snorkeling. It's one of the more popular activities to do on Big Island, specifically in Kona. The manta rays are known to come in this area, feed, and you can do a night snorkel and just watch them come up to you, feed, do flips all around you. Such an incredible, unique experience. But some of the cons of Big Island is that it is the largest island. I know we said that it's also like a pro because it gives the diverse landscape in different regions, but it's a con in the sense that it takes longer driving time to get from one place to the next, depending on where you're going on the island. And in the volcano region, it is really remote, so a lot of the roads have no lights, and it becomes really, really dark at night, so it can be a little bit dangerous. So I would say the large aspect of the island for driving distance, and of course the remoteness, can lead to safety issues.
If you're into nightlife or luxury resorts, there are less and fewer than compared to like Maui, so just keep that in mind if that's the vibe that you're looking for. And there's not as many swimmable beaches because a lot of the coastline is very rocky. So those are just some of the cons, but you've heard the pros, you've heard the cons. This island is best for travelers who love road trips and unique landscapes. science and nature lovers who love volcanoes and stargazing, and travelers who don't mind driving and want a less touristy experience. There is a Big Island itinerary available for you on our site, shoptravelsquadpodcast.com, so go check that out.
I think you're on mute.
Workday starting to sound the same?
I think you're on mute.
Find something that sounds better for your career on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Job Collections, you can browse curated collections by relevant industries and benefits, like flex PTO or hybrid workplaces, so you can find the right job for you. Get started at linkedin.com/jobs. Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
Vitamin Water was born in New York because New Yorkers wanted more. Like more flavor to go with all the flavor. A refreshing drink after climbing 6 flights of stairs to a walk-up apartment, or standing in the subway station in 100-degree heat. Focus when I have an 8-hour shift. And Triple X after I was out all night at a club. Call Triple X. Drink vitamin water. It's from New York.
Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
The next island that we're going to talk about is the island of Kauai, which we really feel is the outdoor adventurer's dream. Now, this was the first Hawaiian island that we ever went to. This was an OG squad trip with Zaina included. Kim was on it just as well. We went all the way back in 2018, and we all really fell in love with Kauai. And I really think it set the tone for us on all the other islands and what we compare them to. We compare it to Kauai.
And we spent a week there. And at first, when we booked the trip to Kauai for a week, Kim said, maybe we could island hop. But we really didn't want to at the time. We really wanted to enjoy Kauai, so we didn't, and we did not run out of any activities to do while we were there. The island is very lush and green, known as the Garden Isle, and it's less developed, meaning there's fewer crowds and a more local feel.
It has such a breathtaking landscape, more particularly the Na Pali coast. It's hands down the most gorgeous coastline we've probably ever seen. Just really steep seaside cliffs, a beautiful mirage of different colors. It's just so incredible. If you haven't been, just Google Na Pali Coast and you're going to be blown away even by the photos. But of course, it has Waimea Canyon, which is known as the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, and Hanalei Bay. So really, really breathtaking landscapes on the island of Kauai.
Kauai also has really great hiking, kayaking, zipline, and some off the beaten path adventures.
Some of the major cons of the island is it is the rainiest of the islands, more particularly on the north side. So it can be a little bit of a damper, but I do feel like a lot of times when you're in Hawaii, it will rain. It will rain for maybe 10, 15 minutes, sometimes even less, then clear up. Could be clear for the rest of the day or just spot raining off and on. So mostly it's on the North Shore, but do keep that in mind. It rains here more than any other. That's why it's known as the Garden Isle. It's so much water and rain that it's just so green, but can be a hindrance.
There are fewer big resorts and nightlife options, and there's limited transportation. So a rental car is definitely a must.
And you have to have a strategic plan in place because there is a major highway that goes around the island. But when I say around, it doesn't fully go around. Imagine the island like a clock. The road goes from maybe 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And in that last little quarter, which is the Na Pali coast, you really can't put a road there at all. So depending on what you are doing, you really need to have a game plan so you're not doing a lot of backtracking and driving so many places. So you should really section off what you're going to do and time it appropriately based off of the fact that there really is one main road and it's not even a complete circuit.
This island's best for travelers that like to be outdoors and love adventure, who want peace and quiet away from the big resorts, and photographers and nature lovers, because this island is perfect for that because it has so many stunning landscapes.
And Brittany mentioned it earlier when we were talking about Big Island, but we also have a Kauai itinerary available. Spoiler alert, I love Kauai, so I'm just going to really say this. If you haven't been to a Hawaiian island yet, if you're getting ideas or wanting ideas, head over to shoptravelsquad.com and check out our itinerary there.
The next island we're going to talk about is Maui. This is the romantic and scenic getaway island. It was the third island that we visited, and a few of the pros is it has a national park, Haleakala National Park. We highly recommend booking the sunrise above the clouds. You do need reservations, but it's so worth it. Maui is also home to a few great beaches like Makena and Wailea Beach.
Of course, Maui is home to the famous Road to Hana, which is one of the most scenic drives in the world. And we did the Road to Hana. I liked it. I didn't love it. It was very scenic, but
I would agree.
That is one of the major highlights is the Road to Hana. It has a great mix of luxury resorts and local charm, but I would say that Maui is probably the island that is most built up for tourism in terms of luxury, probably one of the most visited, if not Oahu, which we're going to get to next, but really, really up there. So you have local charm, but I wouldn't say as much.
Maui is also known to have good snorkeling and whale watching, and it's said to be less crowded than Oahu, but still has a lot of amenities.
Some of the cons of Maui is it's really expensive. Accommodations and activities are on the pricier side. Like I said, Oahu is more crowded, but that's because it has a big, big city. I really feel like a lot of people go to Maui here, and because of that, everything is more overpriced than Hawaii already is.
I also think it's more expensive because a lot of couples and honeymooners go here for an anniversary. So I think that adds up the price too, because they're looking for luxury experiences and resorts. You also need a rental car because there's not a lot of public transport on the island, and crowds are definitely increasing.
And of course, we do know that Maui had the recent fires, so the area of Lahaina has been affected, which was one of the more popular tourist areas. So right now may not be the best time to go because of that.
So this island is great for couples and honeymooners, luxury travelers wanting some upscale resorts and fine dining, and nature lovers who want scenic landscapes with adventure.
Waiting for the best deals? Spring Black Friday savings are here. Shop early access now at Blinds.com and save big on new custom window treatments. Blinds.com makes upgrading your window treatments easy with free virtual consultations, free samples sent to your door, and professional measure and installation services. Plus, you always get Blinds.com's 100% satisfaction guarantee. Shop Blinds.com's Spring Black Friday early access now. Save up to 40% with minimum purchase, plus a free measure. Rules and restrictions may apply.
16 years from today, Greg Gerstner will finally land the perfect cannonball. Epic splash. Unsuspecting friends. A work of art only possible because Greg is already meeting all these same people at AARP volunteer and community events that keep him active and involved and help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Learn more at aarp.org/local.
Acura's all-new ADX, a compact SUV that isn't just built for one thing, it's precision crafted for everything. To escape the grind with available all-wheel drive. To go with your flow with available Google built-in.
Hey Google, turn it up.
Okay, turning up the volume. And crafted to be heard with an available Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. The all-new Acura ADX, crafted to match your energy. Acura, precision crafted performance.
Take your vibes and go.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC.
The last island that we're going to talk about is Oahu. This is known as the heart of Hawaii, and we visited this island most recently. We visited in February of 2025, so it was the last of the 4 for us to visit.
Some of the pros include the fact that it's the best mix of city life and nature. So we think it's actually perfect for first-time visitors. I know I was hyping up Kauai, and I really mean it, but Oahu has that good mix of big city in Honolulu and the nature readily available so close and central to the city. So it gives you that good mix.
It also has a ton of historical and cultural sites like Pearl Harbor.
It's famous for beaches like Waikiki and Lanikai Beach. So some of the more famous Hawaiian beaches are right here on the island of Oahu. And there are incredible hikes such as Diamond Head, Cocoa Crater, the Pillbox hike. So there's no shortage of outdoor activities to do. These hikes are challenging, but not incredibly long. So they're good get in, get out type hikes, but definitely a little bit of grit needed to complete them.
Since Oahu has the city of Honolulu and the area of Waikiki has a great nightlife scene, shopping and dining, and it's easier to get around with public transport and Uber and Lyft.
Some of the cons is it is the most crowded island. There's heavy tourism, especially in the area of Waikiki.
There can be traffic congestion and it can be kind of frustrating, and it's definitely more commercialized than the other islands.
Well, I feel like commercialized hit the nail on the head because this is the only Hawaiian island that actually has skyscrapers in Honolulu, right? Not to say that there's not tall buildings on the other islands, but of course, Honolulu is the capital, so a lot more concentrated. That's where we're saying you get that city life. So that's what makes it really, really crowded and commercialized as opposed to the other three.
So this island is best for first-time visitors to Hawaii, travelers that like a mix of adventure of history and city vibes, and ones that want a balance of beach, culture, and nightlife. And we also have an Oahu itinerary available on our site, shoptravelsquad.com.
So we went over all 4 of the major Hawaiian islands. Which island is right for you? We really feel like the best island for first-time visitors is Oahu for the reasons that we mentioned. The best island for luxury and romance, I'm gonna have to say Maui.
The best island for adventure and outdoor lovers is going to be Kauai. And the best island for unique landscapes and volcanoes is, of course, Big Island. If I were to rate these Hawaiian islands, for me personally and my travel style and my travel vibe, I would give Kauai my number 1 spot, followed by Big Island. But I feel like Big Island for me only has a slight edge over Oahu just because I prefer nature. But I did tell Kim that I think she'd like Oahu more than Big Island. And I would put Maui last for me personally.
I would have to agree with Brittany. I would probably put it in that same order. Maybe Big Island and Oahu could be a coin flip, but I would wager to say Big Island just because it does have a national park. Hawaii Volcanoes is really cool. And I so enjoyed our experience night snorkeling with the manta rays. So I'm going to give it that edge. I know we said that we really think Oahu is going to be the best island for first-time visitors. I really do think so, but I love Kauai. I mean, I think you could tell just as we've been going through this episode, it's my number 1. It's Brittany's number 1. Why I'm not going to say put that one as your first one for a first-time visitor is it's really going to set the bar high for you for the other islands, right? If you go here, the other islands are cool, but you're just really maybe not going to enjoy them as much because it was such an incredible island. It's not very crowded. Beautiful nature. It has the right mix of all sorts of different things to do. So Kauai is definitely my number 1. If you want to know how I feel about Maui, I guess you could go back and listen to the Maui episode. The girls said I hated on it, but I just think Maui is nice, but overrated, especially in comparison to the other 3. And no surprise then that it's made bottom of the list for Brittany and I. But if you love Maui, message us, let us know, because I want to know what did we miss about Maui and what can you tell us that we need to do next time we go to make it higher on our list.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Just the Tip.
Make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on all the socials at Travel Squad Podcast.
And have fun traveling this weekend.
Bye, Squaddies.
Bye, Squaddies.